Aloha, beautiful souls. My name is Deepa, and this is Let's Evolve Together. Welcome to my channel. So, today you're joining me for a pick-a-pile, and today the focus of the pick-a-pile will be your soul's frequency. So, what I mean by this is the frequency that you were incarnated with, and kind of what your soul is at the deepest of its core. So, the gifts that you came to this earth with to share, and what positive frequency are you learning from and offering to yourself and other people in your life? So, although each frequency will come with a challenge as natural here on this earth plane, we're going to focus mostly today on the positive attributes of you as a soul and what you exemplify and how you want to expand those gifts in this lifetime. Okay. So as you can see down on the table, there's 3 piles. So this will be pile 1 with the barite crystal, pile 2 with the quartz pyramid, and pile 3 with the black tourmaline. So if you need more time to choose a pile, you can pause the video and just take a moment to kind of collect all of your energy, call your consciousness back into your body, and choose the pile that most draws you in, or the crystal that most draws you in today. Okay, so with that, we're going to get started. I've pre-shuffled some cards, but I haven't chosen any decks yet, so I am going to do some shuffling and choosing of cards today. And then the card that you see here on the desk, it will be read to you at the end of your reading. Okay, so we're going to start with pile 1, which is the barite. And I'm going to move the other 2 over. Keep your crystal here. Okay, so I'll read that one at the end. All right, so what frequency? What frequency? So I'm really allowing my guides to guide this reading today. They chose the subject matter of the reading of the pick-a-pile today. So I'm also going to be allowing them to choose what decks we use when, how many cards we use, and of course the messages that they want to give to you. So this is for pile 1. We ask that these messages resonate deeply for all who choose and chose pile 1. So, what is the soul frequency of pile 1? Okay, you've got homesickness, number 22, Vega, the past. Okay, what else can you tell us? Change, Andromeda, parallel. Open contact, Pleiades, future. Complete surrender, Lyra, future. And a homing beacon for Vega, future. So that's interesting because that to me goes with homesickness for Vega in the past. So let me get a feel for this energy here. So the frequency that you came in here with, and something that you might already know about yourself, is this deep longing for home, or a deep longing for another place. It's almost as if you feel like you might not belong here on earth. And I know that's a really common thing to hear, but it's for me, for you guys, for pile 1, this feels more like a driving force in your life where you really feel like it's what's causing you to reach for your evolution, your spiritual evolution. And it's almost like you're trying to find your niche or your place on this earth plane, um, that makes you feel like you have some sort of connection to your past in Vega, and who you were at that time. So I think probably one of the things that you're having to work with through struggle and challenge, which by the way is good because the struggle and the challenge will encourage you into your evolution, is needing to change. So this isn't just like, before years ago, right? In your very distant and ancient past in Vega, you were one type of particular person leading one type of particular life, or many lives for that matter. But you had a mission there, you had a life there, you had an energy signature there. So coming to this planet and being in this third dimension, um, it's not just about changing in that way, where now you have to operate um, with a different body and a different mind and a different understanding, and also a different density, because it's to my knowledge, that in Vega, it was a lot more centered at that time around more of a balanced polarity, which was a stronger frequency of unconditional love. So, coming now to the earth plane, being in third density, this is going to feel more like more challenging, because even though we also have polarity here as well as they did in Vega, Vega had a balanced polarity and we have what would be called an imbalanced polarity. So, the imbalanced polarity, though, is what encourages us to grow spiritually and as a person. So it's like trying to grapple with being in a different density, which can be really tricky because all of a sudden feel harder than they ever were in the past. And you're just longing to feel that flow and that positive influence and that love, that level of connection. So I feel like you're looking for connection, and I feel like that is through people, but also like what you do with your life. So I feel like but the good thing is, being from Vega and being such an ancient soul, you have a lot of experience and wisdom on your side. And I feel like that is really what is bringing you into this place of surrender, which you get with the complete surrender card, Lyra, which is the future. So, this kind of points toward the very advanced consciousness of Lyra as a species, whereas in the cards that say past, it points toward their less evolved consciousness. So when you look at change and you take it on as in a very mature way, like, I'm going to use this to grow, I'm going to use this to become a bigger person, you surrender the difficulties and the challenges, so that you can then grow from them and learn from them as lessons. This leads you more seamlessly into your next steps and into your future. So I feel like you got actually 3 future cards, which is a really good sign that you are indeed a very evolved soul. So that's also part of your frequency. You're not only an old soul, you have a lot of wisdom on your side. I feel like something that you're going to be helping people with is connecting to their galactic families or source energy, consciousness energy. So you, because you know how to grow through your own struggles, are going to be also helping other people do the same. This is going to help them to raise their frequency and then be able to start to connect with their star families, and then eventually lead to open relations with other star species in our galaxies. So it feels like all of this is being basically you're being magnetized toward your homing beacon, which is Vega, the future. It's pulling you through. So yes, you're choosing surrender. Yes, you're adapting to change. Yes, you're a very flexible, fluid person. Yes, you might be feeling homesick. Well, I feel like these two are a magnet to each other. And this magnet on the other end, which maybe represents a future life of yours, it's pulling you through the challenges and the struggles that you may feel as you grow. And it's like the carrot at the end of the stick. It's really saying, um, you can do this. This is all for a good cause. Think about where you're going to be in the end, back with family, back in a feeling of connection, belonging, home, back in a rhythm that feels like you're part of everything. That it feels like a really big part of your frequency is like you already understand how you are one with everything and everyone is one with you. And a place of disconnect for you is how in this density here on earth we feel very separate from everything and everyone. And that's on purpose by design um, so that we grow. So there's basically like this setup of the illusion that we are separate people or separate egos. And that takes us on a journey of our spiritual growth. And then through the process of integration, then we evolve as souls and as people and as a species, and we come more into that understanding of wholeness and that we are all one. So this is kind of the thing that's pulling you forward. So it's pulling you through all the muck, so to speak, so that you can get to that nugget, that carrot at the end of the stick. So it almost feels like you were sent here on purpose to help other people. And in the midst of that, you've got your own challenges and your own struggles, of course, like we all do. And that's a benefit of being here too, is that we can evolve very quickly here on Earth because there is such a high degree of conflict, struggle, separation. Um, it's the challenge that grows us and refines us as spirit, as soul, and as people on this earth plane. So let me just see if anything else is coming through. I do feel like this old yogi in you that's really resting in what you know to be true about the nature of the universe, and that is that we are all one. But I feel like you're resting in the knowledge and the wisdom that you have in that. So there's a very deep peace in your heart. Once you get beyond the superficial distractions of things that aren't flowing exactly or not looking exactly the way you want, I feel like deep down inside, you just drop into the wisdom that you have as an ancient soul. And you just kind of fall into this ocean of love. And that really helps you to live this life the best that you can and to kind of get through it in the best way that you can so you can focus on your goal of helping others and then move toward, once you do this, it feels like once you do this life and help so many people and work through your own stuff, you'll be able to go home or you'll have found home again. And that can be within you and that can be, something your soul had decided before you got here, whether that was going to be one lifetime here, one and done, or, that you were going to go on a series of missions, so to speak, here on earth, and then eventually make your way to what feels like home inside of your own being. So because so I won't go any further because there's so much history involved also in these cards that I could literally talk for hours. So let's keep that for now, and we'll pull some more cards for you and see where else this is going. So are already off to a really strong start. It feels like you have, I would say, a very strong Vega Lyra connection as far as your galactic ancestry goes. Okay, so what is this soul's frequency for pile one? What did they come in here with a strong sense of? Oh yeah, you've got Chiron healing. So so I really feel like you are here to heal what happened on Vega when it was unfortunately overtaken. And you were living in a peaceful, beautiful society and culture, and all of a sudden, all of that got ripped away rather quickly and violently. And so, part of your frequency at this time is to not only bring healing to yourself, but it's also to bring healing to others. Um, there's going to be a lot of momentum and a lot of energy for you in this life for your healing your past wounds and clearing karma. Luckily, you have past lives as a yogi as well. You have these tools and practices that you used as a yogi that may be coming to life now for you to also assist you now in your spiritual growth and evolution. And getting there, they're saying use those tools, mantra repetition, meditation, yoga practice, chanting, certain acts of puja or worship, for instance. Um, all of this leading you toward that one goal, which is to feel whole again. Um, there's a lot of good you're going to do as a result of this healing that you're doing for yourself. There's a lot of good that you're going to be doing simultaneously with other people. So it's kind of like a double mission where you're helping yourself, but through your own, whatever you learn from your healing, you're going to be able to offer that right back to those people in your life that come to you that need it as well. So, oh, okay, I see now they're saying that other people. Um, from Vega are also here, that you're actually not alone and you're going to be helping them with the same wound that you are working on for yourself. That's really beautiful. So they're saying be aware of who comes into your life when, the synchronicities around that and why, and how it resonates. Because although you will be helping people not part of the Vega lineage, there's a lot of Vegans here that are coming to you for help. It feels like you're a leader in a sort of way, um, in that way where you feel like you can guide other souls on this healing journey. So that's part of your frequency, is that you are a healer. Okay. Okay. So let's see what the tarot shows us. What is this soul's frequency? What is this soul's frequency? Okay, so we have got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So let me just feel into this. So I definitely feel, obviously, with the Egyptian head here, there could be very strong connections to Orion and Sirius as well. It's not just. It's not just. A lot of this healing and a lot of this guidance that you'll be doing on this earth plane is going to be spiritual, and um, you're going to be able to help people break through some pretty heavy illusion and karma, things that they're stuck in and can't seem to find their way out of. It feels like you can break spells. That's what they're saying, that you can break spells. A spell would be like an illusion or a veil that somebody can't see through. And so they find themselves walking in circles or doing things repetitively that aren't good for them. So you're helping to break patterns, could be patterns of addiction that they've gotten drawn into because they also felt a homesickness that they couldn't cure, couldn't find a cure for through their lives, at least up until this point. So you're going to be offering them what feels like a remedy in the form of a spiritual tool. So, try this, use this, or this meditation, this visualization. Yeah, because you also have the snake here at the bottom. So this represents the Kundalini. So I just keep feeling these past lives in India for you that keep coming up. And your soul's frequency is one that can transmute what they're saying, like alchemy, lead into gold, for instance. You can transmute the heavier energies that we can hold inside, the heavier emotions, the heavier attachments. You can turn those into fuel for your growth and learn from them in powerful ways. So, yeah, it feels like your soul's frequency is, so you're basically somebody might come to you and they're stuck, let's say in a pattern, and you offer them something, a healing or a suggestion of some sort of advice, guidance, counsel, teachings, and all of a sudden they get spit out from like a rut. It just reminds me of like, I don't know what they're called, but like these rudders that run in water. It was like an old mill. Um, and it's like a rock getting stuck at the bottom where the rudder hits the water at the bottom there, and it not being able to move. And all of a sudden you remove the rock, and then the rudder is able to keep in flow and keep going and keep turning. So it's like you're doing that. You're moving this heavy rock from their rudder. That's what it feels like. Okay. So with these readings, if you ever have any questions, just put it in the comment below. And also please be aware that because these are general readings, every single thing I say may not resonate with you. Just let it go and work with the messages that do resonate with you. That's how to make these readings the most helpful, not getting wrapped up in what doesn't resonate. Just let it go and leave it for somebody else. Okay, they want to do some sacred geometry. So for pile 1, what is this soul's frequency? Morning meeting. Wow, what a beautiful card. Let me show you this up close. This is also an 8. If you can see the couple here holding each other in a really warm, sweet embrace. I'm getting the feeling that because these are both 8s, they're connected to each other and there is some homesickness. You may have, to do this mission on Earth, you may have left your family behind. That's why there's a strong feeling of homesickness, and especially a life partner. It's like, and then the trees represent our ancestry and our family, our roots. So it feels like you're very closely connected. And just because, you're here on Earth at this point, it doesn't mean you're separate. And that's part of the illusion of being here, is realizing that underlying connection through everything and with everyone, regardless of how it looks on the surface. This is what pulls you through, and that's like part of the homing beacon. And this is also an 8. Wow. I just noticed this is the mirror of this. This is 17. This is 71. So what they're saying is all is not lost. Wow, the fact that those are all 8s is really powerful. And this is a 70. And that was a 71. I think you might have a little bit of struggle with the mind. Like you may get caught up in loss and grieving a little bit. So that might be a challenge you're facing in this life. Also mourning. I know it's not the way they intended it on this card. It's not spelled MOURN. It's actually spelled MORNING, like good morning. But it's just the fact that I looked there at mourning and I was talking about loss right in that moment. I think there's some mourning and some deep, there's like this deep feeling of loss that you're trying to cope with, that's making you feel really watery and confused. So I feel like you could have this element in Ayurveda. They call it kapha, where kapha has this energetic signature that makes you feel really heavy a lot, and it's hard for you to get going. You could be depressed a lot of the time or just struggle with getting your energy up. So something they would say would be to, for kaphas, it's good to get your heat going in your body. Kaphas need fire. They need heat. They need more pitta, for instance. So something that a kapha might do to help them is exercise first thing in the morning. Now that might be the opposite of what a kapha wants to do, but that might really help them to get their energy going for the rest of the day, which will set you on a really positive path for the day instead of like a downward spiral, which is feeling where this energy is going. It's like really losing yourself in the mind or in feelings and emotions of loss or longing. So just try to get your energy up, get your fire going. Agni, they would call it in yoga, your fire going in the core of your being right away, early in the morning, so you can set the tone for the rest of the day. Also, it feels like because you have such a deep understanding, sorry, let me rephrase that. Because you have such a deep connection to your own family from what it looks like, your past, where you were from, and what it means to have connection, you're actually able to teach that to other people. So part of the healing work you might be doing is through relationship therapy or family therapy or just working on um, inner child wounding, what may have happened in the family for someone's past. So it feels like you have a talent for that and a knack for that, and it's because you understand what it feels like to be in separation. You also understand what it takes to grow through um, those feelings of separation, and also to use that for your growth and your evolution. There was something else that was coming through, and I lost it for a second. Um, Let me see if I can get it back. Oh, you know what it takes to have a healthy relationship? It's like understanding the dynamics of how to love someone unconditionally and how to nurture those other people in our lives and how to stay closely connected to them. Through teaching this to other people, you will be bringing Vega here. That's one of the ways that you will be bringing home back to you. And it's calling you in your life path and your life mission to make Earth feel more like it was on Vega. Part of the way that you're doing that is through counseling or therapy. So, and that feels like a really positive tool and almost like your north node. That's what we would say in astrology, like where you're supposed to be headed for your growth, to stay focused on helping people to nurture relationships and heal relationships in their lives. So that could be part of your frequency as well. Okay, let me see where else they want to go with this. So let's shift over to harmonics. One card for the frequency of this soul at this time on Earth. Throat chakra. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. Right, and that's what I was saying here. It feels like you have a real understanding of deep peace, and you know how to sink into that ocean of love inside of you. So this is like, how do you express that to others? How do you give those tools to others in the way that you share that wisdom? Let's see what else comes out. Soul's frequency. What is this soul's frequency? Alchemy. Yes, another 8. This is what I was saying. Wow. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform miracles of transmutation. Yes, this is your frequency. Alchemy. Wow, I love that it came out. And so now at this point we have 4 8s. Whoa, 8, 8, 8, 8. That is really powerful. And of course, there's an 89 here. And what is the Wheel of Fortune? Oh, it's a 10. Okay, just wanted to check. Wow, that's awesome. I love that. I mean, that is a really powerful message for you here as the alchemist, being able to transmute heavy energy, lead into gold, and being able to help people grow spiritually. It's like you're really helping people rise from the ashes. Wow, that's so cool. You're the alchemist. That's your frequency. Isn't that beautiful? Also feel that energy of complete surrender that you've gotten here, down here at the bottom, is really allowing yourself to drop into the flow of the emotions, not separating the emotions, not separating the pain from yourself, but really allowing the flow and the feelings all to come back to you. I was saying this yesterday or 2 days ago on a reading I did, locked inside of our past wounding and our past pain is a vast amount of love. So when you welcome that pain into your being by just feeling it, sitting with it, being with it, it's like you crack the code and you open it up, and then all that love that is by nature yours and your birthright is given back to you. And that's when you start to become integrated and feel whole again. So complete surrender is like surrender to opening to everything a human life has to offer, not just what looks better on the outside, but every ingredient. Every ingredient is part of the soup, right? You're not just putting in certain things. You really want a full-bodied flavor. I mean, it's that kind of energy. Like every piece of this human experience is what leads us to our evolution. Okay, let me see where they want to go. So let's get your animal. I've got some decks off to the side. So let's get an animal energy frequency here that has been guiding you in this life. What animal energy frequency here? Pelican? What is this? The gull. Oh, the seagull. This is actually my spirit animal. Water, creation, and emotions. The gull, a creature of the sea and sky, symbolically links the lower earthly world with the upper world of the spirit. It is also a symbol of unrestrained emotion. In a Northwest Native American legend, an angry gull kills a raven, one of the most powerful totems that had invaded the gull's beach. A great war between ravens and gulls for dominion of the beach ensues. In the end, the gull is subdued, and the two birds share power over the shore. In the painting, the gull appears along with a nautilus and the image of Amphitrite, the ancient Greek sea goddess who governs the emotions. The gull, nautilus, and goddess are all associated with water, the primordial element of creation and life. And I feel like this water is also what contributes to you being a healer. I think they're just trying to remind you to keep doing your healing work for yourself, because that's your source also to give to others and share with others. And you can't share from an empty cup. So they're like just reminding you to get creative, and that's also how you keep yourself in touch with source energy, so that you can create and that you can share, is by always filling your own cup somehow, whether that's through healing work or doing things you love, really nurturing your soul, your mind, your emotions, and your body while you're here. I think this is a lot about compromise too. And I just feel like this energy for you to get really grounded. I think when you're so watery, it can feel really overwhelming, almost like you're flooded with your emotions. So make sure you're practicing your earthing. And if you can, if it's not too cold, get outside or have some plants in your house so that you always feel connected to that earth element. That'll really help a lot. Because it feels like you can get caught in your mind quite a bit with memories and nostalgia of the past. So the water signs are coming up here, especially Cancerian and Scorpio. So just try to anchor yourself a little bit in your water element. That way you don't feel like it's something you have to push away, but find your grounding in it. Like I'm a Cancerian, and one of the ways I ground is by sitting in front of the ocean. It's not like something you have to push away, like all of a sudden you don't need water or something. It's like, how can you use it to help you as a tool? Okay, let me see what the galactic energies are saying for you. What is this soul's frequency in this lifetime? Pile 1. Oh, there it is. Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, and Dharma. So I do feel like this is your Dharma this time around, to work through what you need to heal and then to share that with others. It's important that you're doing your spiritual practice too, not just doing healing work, but doing your daily meditations because if you consistently and daily get in touch with source energy, that will fuel you. It's like you're receiving information, um, light codes, healing energy, activations through those meditations, and that will really connect you to source, which will help you to make you, it'll help to make you feel like you're home here on this planet, and that's really important. And that's one of the ways to ground yourself. Also, um, how can I make this feel more like home? Is kind of the energy of it. Um, that Philip Phillips song is coming to mind. I think it's called Home. And if you listen to that and imagine it's the universe or your higher self singing to you, that song is really powerful. Make this place your home. Um, and trust in this process that you are headed toward your next level and your next place. You're not just running around in circles. Like there's a point. This is not in vain. There's value to you being here. So I think it's like taking that by the reins and directing it and having a clear intent and a clear focus. With the Pisces new moon that's coming, this is a great time to get clear on your intentions and to about those new beginnings and what you might want them to be. So get that fire under you to help gather your energy up and move toward a specific goal. And then, write down steps toward that goal, little steps too, if you need to. Watch out for overwhelm. You don't want to end up, getting flooded, like I said, and then spinning out or spiraling down. So little things that you can do every day to lead you toward your goal is baby steps. Okay, let me see if there's anything else they want to focus on. Okay, so this is a Lemurian deck. I have one card, please. What is the soul's frequency? Oh my gosh. Are you ready for this? Home. Wow. I mean, I'm just speechless. Like, I feel like these, if you can see it, there's all these eyes. I feel like your soul family is really close to you and watching over you. You're not alone and you never have been. I think use this energy and this connection you have to home as your advantage. Share your wisdom and what you know with the way that it felt at home. Share it because it's going to help you feel so much more comfortable. If you share your voice in that way and you did get the throat chakra, this is part of what you're here to share and express to the world through your creativity. For some of you, the other thing that's coming up here is a reminder that you are from somewhere else, if that helps with any resolution right now in your life, and that you have come here with a specific mission with things to share. Wow, that is just unbelievable. And this is really about the heart. There's so much here about relationships and intimacy and deep love and family and connection that you have to share. Okay, everybody, any last words before we no. Okay, they want me to read the final card. All right, pile one. Transformation. Yes, I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. Yes, and we actually got wings right here on the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm just feeling like that need for you to shift things internally, to set yourself on a forward moving path in a what feels like positive direction. And and to, accept accept the pain and the loss and the grieving, of course, but also choose love every day. And what can help you cultivate that every day? And how can you share that every day? I think for you, connection with other people is going to be huge. Finding community, tribe, um, helping to teach people what it means to be deeply connected in an age where a lot of us get lost in technology and this almost accentuated experience of separation. Once you start sharing what you know, that deep wisdom you have inside about connection, you are going to feel so much better, like you are home. And you're going to feel like you have direction through that. Like the homing beacon says, it's going to give you direction. I do feel like you can move this forward. I do feel like you will. You've come here for this reason. Um, I just feel like that you tend to get caught in what was, but you can bring that alive here now. It's not gone. And I think that's a reminder, like when you come out of linear time, and that's why you've got past, present, and future cards from your galactic heritage cards. It's all happening now. How can you how can you bring Vega here now? What was it like there? Share your stories, do some storytelling. What are you dreaming about? What are your visions? What is your idea of connection? And how do you see things flowing more harmoniously for people and the people in their lives? How to work through conflict and struggle, and how to transmute really heavy, strong experiences into growth and evolution. Okay, so wow, thank you, Pile One. This was a very beautiful and powerful reading, and I just really appreciate your energy and your presence. And of course, if you felt that you received from this reading for an exchange, just press the like button and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you soon on the next one. Thank you so much. Namaste. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so as I told Pile 1, this card will be read at the end of your reading today, and I'm going to leave your crystal here. I'll put that off to the side. And I also told Pile 1 that I'm really allowing my spirit guides to direct this reading as far as what cards, what decks, and even what question I asked in the beginning, and they suggested, let's look at the soul's frequency. So, which I'm honored to be a part of. So I'm going to let them direct their reading and pick a deck for you to start. Okay. So they want to go with the Sacred Geometry deck. So let's see for you. Pile 2, what is your soul's frequency? What have you come in here with? Wow, Fruit of Life. Check this out. This is absolutely amazing. This reminds me of the Tree of Life. Okay, let me see. Let me feel. This is a 12, which is a 3, and Fruit of Life. So this feels like very much like this energy of creativity. This feels like harvest time, creativity, abundance. Your frequency feels really strong in your ability to manifest and make things happen. So I'm feeling like a lot of cardinal energy. You could be a cardinal sign in astrology. Like being good at starting things, being inspired and inspiring creative action in others, being a leader, even leadership role. So it feels like you have this frequency of starting things and taking them forward. So there's a lot of momentum and a lot of energy that I feel swirling in and around you. So your soul's frequency is very close to the energy of the creator, or Shakti, which is the divine feminine principle of consciousness, of creation. Let me see if anything else is coming through here. Oh, and it also says that you're really balanced as far as like your understanding of inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine, and you've really figured out a way to work in integration in your life. So that's really beautiful. So I think as a creator and a producer, that you would need to have those two qualities working in balance and harmony, because the divine feminine within us is our intuitive knowing and our ability to create and to inspire ourselves and to come up with all these unique things. And then the divine masculine within us is the ability to put that on paper or act that out or do that thing. So those two together will make you a powerful leader. And you're able to also organize groups of people, they're saying, like you're able to keep the flow in big groups of people. You're able to keep things organized. You're able to delegate jobs to certain people. So you may run a company, you may run your own company, you may be at the top of a, like a boss, for instance. Also, this is kind of funny, but they're like, and they're really good at putting together puzzles. So maybe you're really good to like putting together puzzles. I don't know. Maybe you love puzzles, but it just seems like your mind works really fast and you're able to put pieces together and to see how everything works as one whole unit. So you're taking the parts and you're making a whole. So that feels very cool. Pile 2. Okay. Okay, so what is this soul's frequency astrologically? What have they come in to this life with? This one? Wow, you've got Chiron as well. The last pile did too. Let me feel this. You're an activator. This is different from the last pile's energy. You activate people through your own creativity. You've got this fire in you, this flame in you that burns really hot. And as you move into your own manifestations of your own creations, it inspires other people to do their own thing in that same way. So you activate people and you get them going and you charge them up and you inspire them in a really deep spiritual way, like not just like an external, like, come on, get going, that kind of energy, but like deeply. You inspire people deeply. And it's almost like this energy of like, almost helping them find what it is they're meant to do in life. So you have a strong energy of clarity as well. This makes you a good leader too. So you have clear direction and clear purpose. It's like you can help people clear their minds or see the truth better. You can point out as well what their good qualities are, their good gifts are that they have to share, and you're able to help them see that and maybe something they couldn't see before for themselves. And this is very healing, very healing. There's this energy of this is going to be your life. Like you have so much energy and fire and so much to give. Like you're not going to stop. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like you're on this path, very specific path for a very specific reason. So the frequency that you came in here with is one of the divine creator. And as you create, you're activating others. So you're also here to activate. You're a soul activator, and you're here to wake up human consciousness. You're here to wake people up to their next level, their highest potential. So it's like you have this ability to almost like just your beingness gives them these light codes they need for their next level of growth and realization. So you have this ability to like help them evolve in really big ways. So you're not doing small work or detail work. You're doing like big things. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're helping with big shifts, with big leaps in consciousness, for instance, helping someone break through their glass ceiling, so to speak. Okay. Wow. There's so much like excitement and energy and fire. Let's go right to this one. Oh my gosh. Thoth, light codes, light initiation, great teacher awakening, and divine magic. Yep. I mean, that's definitely what I was saying for sure. Wow. That is so cool. Let me just see this. Yeah. It's like you have an eye. So also the work you create is activated with light codes or encoded with light codes. So when people look at what you create, no matter what that is, whether you write it or you do it with some sort of art or dance or in any way that you create, okay, the possibilities are endless. There are light codes in whatever it is that you create because you have this frequency within you of one being an activator. And when people gaze upon your work, however that might be, in whichever way that may come, they are activated through your work, not just through you. So that's really cool. There's a divine magic. Yeah, and I feel like you have this energy of being an ascended master. So you have a higher density as a soul. So, for instance, on this earth plane, most souls right now are third density. A lot of people are moving into what's called fourth density. So, this is your frequency of consciousness that you hold inside. And the higher the number, it's like the more subtle your energy, the more evolved your energy, or the higher the frequency your energy. So it's like you've come in with like a fifth density frequency. And this is why you can activate people and help wake them up from like a slumber, so to speak, or maybe a veiled, break them out of illusion, like help them see the bigger picture, help them see their own potential, because you can see, it's like you have the ability to see what they can't. And so you're like pulling the veil off their eyes and off their crown chakras and off their third eyes, and really activating clarity of purpose, helping them see the clarity, having clarity of their purpose in this life is really coming through strong. Okay. Let's see what the Galactic Heritage cards have to say. What is this soul's frequency? Guilt, Pleiades, past. So these are some things you're working through as this frequency. And community. Wow. Association of Worlds. That is a gorgeous card. Let me feel into these. This is a 41, which is a 5. It says guilt, Pleiades, past. Okay, so part of the reason why you're here right now as a soul with the work that you're doing to help wake people up, and I'm trying to remember the story of the Pleiades in our past. I think, give me a second. Okay, I remember now. It was basically the Pleiades when they were a younger species. So the past on these cards refers to when they were a very young species. Any species on the card, if it says past, it refers to like their first go around as a very young species. During that experience that they had, they were hyper focused on the positive in life, and they pushed away the pain, they pushed away the wounding, they pushed away what wasn't as positive, what wasn't as beautiful, and they tried to only focus on the positive aspects of life. And this, in the end, was their downfall. And so I feel like you're here this time to. And so, what does this have to do? So they're showing me some connection. Can show me what this has to do with. This soul's frequency and purpose. Okay, so what they're saying is what they did and how they handled things set the tone for a massive tidal wave of experience on this earth realm, because many Palladian souls have incarnated here to grow through the way they handled things in their previous lives. And this is, how do I look at pain and wounding and negative, so-called negative attributes of my being, and see them in a positive light, or feel, bring them into a feeling of love and integration in my being instead of pushing them away? How do I look at my shadow and integrate it and understand it, not push it away because it's scary or dark? So it's like they feel like they set this tidal wave of karma, so to speak, through this dimension that made things feel harder than they needed to be, where we were wanting to just focus on what could benefit us here, and getting away from the truth of the reality, which is all aspects of life, all aspects of being, and how do we appreciate and accept the good and the bad. And that place, that point of observation, is what will take us through into integration and help us evolve out of separation which is what we need as we evolve as a species. It'll bring us into wholeness. So it's the way they handled things was creating a deep separation inside of them. This is where the guilt is resting and resting heavy. Um, and it kept people stuck in their pain cycles. Thank you. That was a lot. it was there somewhere. So the guilt is attached to the pain cycles that it kept people stuck in and keeps people stuck in. When we don't integrate our pain with love and just that understanding of needing to listen to our pain and learn from it, we get stuck in it. And then we're on a repeat of karma patterns and cycles where we're just hitting our head against a wall. So this time it's like you're helping wake people up from those patterns and those illusions and helping them see their full potential. So you're one of the ways that you're making up for that. One of the reasons that you've come here is to help activate people because you've learned from that, because now you're more of an ascended master frequency. Now you're going to be able to help people evolve and grow. Whereas before you felt like you were doing the opposite of that. So, that was a lot. Okay, let me see. Association of Worlds, community. Okay, so yeah, you're one of your other missions while you're here and your frequency while you're here. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is a 5. This is a 6. Is you are helping to evolve Earth species, so that we can then become a part of a galactic community with other species and other races. So that's you have like a double mission here. So you're also working through your own feelings of guilt and how you handled things in the past that may show up in this life as regret. But you're moving so fast and you're transmuting so quickly, and there's so much fire in you. I don't feel you sitting in that. It's just one of those signatures that's in there that you're still working with. Yeah, but I really feel like you're here as a spiritual teacher to activate people, to help them realize their true potential and their infinite nature as souls, and here to wake up Earth and to help us move into fourth density consciousness so that we can then be an active part of our galactic community and brothers and sisters. So it feels like that's also one of your missions, which is really beautiful to see. Whew. Strong reading, you guys. Okay. Oh, let's do these. They want to do these. So what qualities does this soul's frequency have, and what have they come in here with? We'll do 2 of these. What qualities? Potential. Oh my gosh. Yes. I don't know how many times I've said that word this go around. And love. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. And you did get a 6 for love. You're doing this for love. Yeah. And I think you are doing this for love. I think you've learned so much from your past. You know, the idea of other souls suffering, it just kind of pulls you into knots. And you're like, I just need to wake up as many people as I can this go around. This is my mission. I want to spread the love. I want to help people see their highest potential and realize that they are love. I feel like you could definitely possibly be a writer, and you do that through your writing or paint. I'm seeing a lot of paint and writing. And you're really helping people realize how they create their own realities. That's part of it too. So you could be teaching, how do you manifest? How do you create? How do we attract the lives that we live? What does that mean? What does that look like? How do we change it if we want to change it? So there's a lot of like strong spiritual elements in that way coming up, like teaching people how to manifest, how to attract the lives they want, how to be the person they want, how to be successful and abundant. It feels like your work is super hands-on. Okay. Okay, what is the animal that we get with, what is the soul's frequency? What animal energy are they working with in this lifetime? Look at that. The cow, fertility, purity, and divinity. Oh my gosh, yes. The cow is among the most ancient of sacred animals. In Egypt, a cow sculpture with a golden sun between its horns was paraded about in a nocturnal passion play depicting the death of the god Osiris, an annual event performed on the Egyptian All Souls' Day. The cow figure itself represented Isis, the wife of Osiris, who was in search of the body of her dead husband. Isis, the foremost Egyptian goddess, was associated with abundance and fertility. Cow cults existed in Greco-Roman cultures. The beast is still sacred in India, where it is considered a being of great purity and fertility. In Hinduism, the bovine represented the female power in nature, whereby the earth itself is conceived as a cow and all vegetation and food derives from its milking. Yeah, I mean, you definitely like feed those around you through source energy and activation. I definitely feel this cow energy, like feeding others through spiritual activation and inspiration and all. Definitely, you've got so much like fertile energy, creativity. I mean, it's showing up here, 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 here. You just feel very abundant, even affluent. Okay, let me see. Yes, let's do one of these. Okay, this is the Lemurian deck. So, what is this soul's frequency in this life? What is this soul's frequency? Wow, throat chakra, express your truth. Number 7. Actually, the last pile got throat chakra, but a different deck. So that's interesting. Let me see this. So you could be a speaker as well, like a motivational speaker. That could be one of the ways that you activate people. Teaching people how to express their truth, because I don't feel like you're trying to figure that out. And maybe you still are in some ways, but I feel like that's one of the things that you're teaching. And one of the ways you activate people is to speak their truth, because it's about stepping into their highest timeline and limitless potential. You know what I mean? So it feels like you're like the way shower in that way. So let's get some harmonic energies here. What is this soul's frequency? Wow. 17, consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Wow, being multidimensional. Beautiful. I definitely see that, because I feel like you are from the 5th dimension as an ascended master. So that would be your ability to use the gifts that you've acquired through your multidimensional self, other dimensions of your existence, and use them in this reality. So it's like you're able to pull those gifts from your Akashic records and your other lives and use them here. That's why it feels so like abundant, because it's coming from source, not like from your head or a limited place. Wow, you got throat chakra again. This is the card the previous pile got. The frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So this is your work. Like, this is your mission. So, yeah, I mean, maybe you write and then you go and you also do public speaking. Feels like this is part of your mission here. That's one of the ways you're activating people. You're a teacher, or you give teachings and you use your voice that way, maybe even on YouTube or other social media. So you're able to teach that way. Look how similar those are. Wow. Put that by the other throat chakra. So much blue too. All these are blue. Okay, what else do you guys want to? Oh, I didn't get your tarot. Let's do that. What is this soul's frequency in this life? One card, please. What is this soul's frequency? One card. Page of Cups. Let me feel into this. So to me, this is the energy of being a container for a lot of people. Like I said, I feel like you're guiding a group of people or a community, and when they're ready or when they need to, they come and dip into your cup and then they move on with their lives. So I was saying that in the beginning too, with being able to clear away, what was it? Was it illusion? Being able to clear away illusion or confusion, helping people to break through that veil. That's what it was. Break through their glass ceiling. Um, because you're standing so strong and so centered and so activated yourself, and you're not doing a lot. It feels like to me that the frequency that you came here with is really more about helping others more than it's about helping yourself. And you're standing there strong and activated, and people come to you when they need to, and then they move on. That's how it feels, like a cycle, especially with the fishes moving around this cup, which you can see here, taking turns dipping into your cup and then moving on. The only warning I get here, or maybe a challenge you have to deal with or struggle in this life because of this frequency, is you may feel isolated or alone at times, because there's so many passerbyers and not a lot of people who stick around. And because you're so unique as a leader in your role in this life and your mission, you may feel isolated. Also, maybe you travel a lot for work. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Maybe you travel a lot for work. So it's hard to build connection in that way. You're so busy working and producing and creating and sharing and activating. You're not always in one place. So you tend to feel isolated and alone. So I think what they're saying is, make sure you fill your own cup. And I told this to the last pile too. You can't pour from an empty cup, or you can't give from an empty cup. So make sure your cup is full, because being as much of a giver as you are and a doer, there could be this energy of like being drained or depleted or getting tired. So that's the only warning to you, is make sure you stay very connected to your self-regulation tools, your meditation, you're eating really healthy, drinking very clear, pure water. So take care of yourself while you're here, because although you have so much get up and go and activated energy, they don't want you to burn out too quickly, and it can really take a toll on your health if you're not careful. So you've come in with a lot of natural gifts. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be taking care of yourself. That's kind of like what they're saying. Okay. Okay. So anything else before I do the final card? I just want to make sure. Okay. So we're on to the final card, you guys. Let's see. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Wow. Learning to love myself. Yeah. I choose to see the beauty in me. My wealth lies in my nature and potential. I transform my weaknesses into strengths. I realize that I'm a being of light, and I allow myself to shine. Wow, I love that image there. That's really activating. Yeah, so definitely that energy of taking care of yourself coming up again right after I read that tarot card. So that's powerful. That's something to take note of. So make sure you're loving yourself, especially with guilt being in your past. There could be this tendency to blame or criticize yourself or feel shame. So continue to do the work that you need to do to integrate that piece for yourself. Like they would say, to not push away those feelings of guilt or shame, but sit with it, feel it. What comes up? What's going on there? Where does it show up in your body? Like, get into it, and see what's there for you, and start asking yourself some questions, and keep integrating that aspect of you, so that you are also continuing your healing journey as well. Don't forget about you is the energy that I get here, strongly. Don't forget about you. Okay, pile two, thank you so much. If you felt like you resonated with this reading, and as an exchange for the reading, just hit the like button. That would be so awesome. And subscribe for more, and I'll see you with the next video. Namaste. Hello, pile three. Welcome to your reading. You chose the black tourmaline, so we'll just put that right there so you can see it. Black tourmaline, I didn't go into the other crystals for the other piles, I forgot, but is really good for healing a broken heart or strong emotions or past pain. So helping you get through something deep, basically. This card I'm going to read at the end of your reading. That over here. Okay, so as I told the other piles, I'm really allowing the guides to choose the cards, the decks for the reading today, and also to give you the messages. So we'll tune in here to see where they want to start. They want to start with the astrology. So each pile had a little bit of a different flow, which is nice. So what astrology is this soul's frequency? So first house, the body, number 7. Let me feel into this. What is your frequency at this time? Okay, so I feel like your soul's frequency is learning how to understand yourself, the way that you perceive your reality, the way that you create your world or your reality, the way that you understand yourself, the way that you love yourself, the way that you love others, understanding your body, how you take care of it. It feels very much centered on you this time, and that's perfectly okay. This is your orientation, and this is kind of like your starting point, like where you're looking out from and what you've come in here with to share. So through this type of body awareness or self-awareness are limitless possibilities and potentials as far as like where you could take this. But it feels like you're just really trying to understand how your consciousness creates and manifests in this world. And what does this have to do with? I feel like you're trying to understand the workings of the universe through the manifestation of yourself. That's what it feels like to me. Like you're using yourself for data collecting. You're using your own experiences as a way to prove things to yourself about the way the universe works. I hope this is making sense. Your life is your own study. That's what it is. It's like your life is your study, and that's how you have proof for how the universe works, for how things happen here. What stimulates growth? What decreases growth? It feels like you're trying to understand evolution. It feels like you're trying to understand science. It feels like you're trying to understand the mechanics of things. So you may have an interest in, well, first of all, the body. So you might be drawn to, and especially I said science. You could be drawn from to being a doctor, nurse, all the way to quantum physics. So this feels like a pretty vast group in that way, but I feel like science is like at the core of your mission and your soul's frequency, and using actual physical, tangible data to prove your theories. So as your soul's frequency, you may find you're more of a earthly person. You like to have proof in your hand. You like to have things add up mathematically for you. You like to make sense of things. So you feel very logical in that way. You seem very grounded. You're orientated toward yourself, like I said. So you feel like you have your position in the world and you claim it and you like to understand it. And that's where you work from there. So let's keep going and see what this is all about. Where do you want to go next? Okay, so they're going to sacred geometry. What is this soul's frequency? Can I have one card? Wow, fruit of life. Actually, pile 2 got this. So this is the energy of creativity and abundance. So this makes sense to me with you getting the first house in the body, because it's all about what can we do with what we've got? How do I manifest? How do I create? How do I want to create? What inspires me? So I do still feel like there's this focus on you and what you like, even something like personality traits, even something like even something like how you cook, for instance, something simple, very practical, very everyday. Feels like every day. How do you create every day? And yeah, it's very interesting. Very different energy from the last pile, even though it's the same card. But it feels like because you have an orientation toward yourself and how you create, you know what you want and you know what you like. And this gives you clear intention and therefore focus and drive in your life, which is really important for you this time. So it feels like you need to know what you want, where you're going in order to take those steps forward. So you like the proof. Like I said, you like to see where you're headed. Could be challenging at a time like this where we are being asked to trust a lot in the unknown and the mystery. And we may not know where we're headed or what to expect because there's so much change happening constantly on all the time. But it feels like no matter where you end up, you have this ability to multiply. And that's what I see with the fruit of life. You have this ability to bring or attract abundance into every aspect of your life because you like to take care of yourself. You like to take care of your body and you know how to do that. So it feels like you're an old soul. Feels like you've been around the block a couple times, definitely been to Earth a few times. And you're almost teaching others how to take care of themselves too. So yeah, I'm definitely picking up like doctor, nurse, or holistic practitioner, or maybe even acupuncture or something like that. But it's it's like you understand how things flow in life and with the body specifically, and how to keep the body in balance and their inner harmony of the body and the workings of the body to keep health optimal, that kind of thing. So what else? Let's see what the galactic cards have to say. What is your soul's frequency? Ooh, solar consciousness, solar system, parallel. Wow, that's powerful. Number 7, you got 2 7s here, 25 and a 34. What is this soul's frequency? Wow, belief systems. Yes, definitely. Earth, present. Yes, we were getting that. One more. What is the soul's frequency? Wow, I'm very curious about this solar consciousness. Hold on. One more. Wow, blind enthusiasm. This is a 6. Blind enthusiasm. That was Pleiades in the past. Not knowing. So I talked about this a lot in, I think it was the last pile 2. So basically this card, blind enthusiasm, this feels like not really having all the pieces. Oh, got it. So one of the reasons why you really want all the proof and all the tangible evidence in your hand and why you're so oriented towards science in this life is because in the past, in your Pleiades past, when you had a life in the Pleiades star system, you are carrying with you a wound of blind enthusiasm, let's say, that you're trying to bring into balance and integration. That's moving forward too quickly without having all the pieces of information you needed in order to make a sound decision. And it feels like you're trying to remedy some of that regret you're carrying in there for that circumstance, and those choices that you made. So it was like running full bore ahead with all this enthusiasm and excitement and forgetting to see if all the boxes were checked. It's kind of like that energy, like maybe signing a contract that wasn't in your highest good, but you misread, or because you were trying to read quickly, or you were so excited about something you assumed everything was all good, and then when you got into it after you signed the papers, you realized it wasn't so good. Yeah, I mean, this card right in the middle just says it all, like so clear with the card here about the first house, sorry, and the body. First of all, just I feel like you're so earthy and you're so connected to earth, and this is definitely not your first time around here. You're very present, and you're very clear about what it is you believe in and what it is you want. And that's what I was saying earlier too. Your frequency, I feel like you want the answers because of this in your past though. So this might make you feel like you can't trust as much as maybe some other people seem to be able to, although trust for everyone is tricky. You really want that light turned on. What can I say? That's kind of how it's showing up. You really want that light turned on. You want proof. You want to learn from somebody who's been there. That's really good. You're wanting not to make those same mistakes you did in the past. That's really what you've come in here with. That's your frequency this time. So you're being very careful. And you've got your eyes open. Let's just say that you've got your eyes open and you're making sure that your footing is solid. But that makes you very grounded, very clear-headed. You know where you're headed. You have a strong intention, and a lot of focus and energy and manifestation can come from that, which is how you got this card, because you're able to manifest because you're so clear and focused. All of your energy is moving toward this one thing or through this set of belief systems that you have. So it feels like you have a lot of integrity. I do want to like see what this is about. You got a 7 here and then an 8, 34 and then a 53. This is a 6, 39, which is a 12, which is a 3, and then a 7. So you are building on something here. So it says a parallel life, let's say, in solar system, solar consciousness. What is this about for the soul's frequency? Can you share? Okay, so this to me feels like you receive a lot of information from the sun. Okay, the sun has light codes that it shares with us daily, constantly throughout the day. So you are receiving information from your solar awareness and from these light codes. And there's something, the orientation to your body and receiving those light codes from the sun is part of your mission here on Earth. So it's almost like your source energy, where you get your energy from. So you might feel very connected to the sun. You might be a fire sign in astrology, a Leo even perhaps, especially because you have all this abundant creative energy and the ability to manifest and attract. What else is this about though? Yeah, I do see fire with all this red. You've gotten red twice. So if you're living parallel lives, let's say, and you've got another life going on at the same time, another life, for instance, could be activating higher consciousness. This life feels, if it's running parallel to that one, like the grounding cord that's connecting you to the earth, whereas the other one might be more activating for your spiritual evolution. Not that you aren't learning or evolving here, you most definitely are. This energy is more grounding, the other one's more activating. I also feel this energy of like needing to release anger or needing to integrate anger, understand anger. I feel like it might have to do with if you've been duped in the past, this blind enthusiasm tripped you up in some way, any residual anger holding on to that in this life, even if it's happened, like if you've done it again, forgiving yourself and not being so self-critical is something that's coming up. What are these 2 lives about? Let's pull some tarot on this. Okay, can you give me a couple cards on solar consciousness, please? The Chariot. Look at that, all that forward moving energy. That's what I was talking about. 6 of Wands. Wow. I mean, you're going fast. This is victory, support from peers, even notoriety. Is that the word I'm looking for? Being in the limelight, being known by your, a lot of peers in your work world or in your life. I almost feel like too, you're through your body or whatever it is, however you're sharing with the world, that energy you're taking in from the sun and those light codes and that activation, it feels like, and the way that you're using that to create, it feels like that is um, allowing you to move forward and be successful in life. And people are drawn to that in you, the spirit within you. What you're getting from your connection to source is very special and unique. And that's why people gravitate and are magnetized toward you. So this energy of being a Leo coming up again, you may be an actor or a performer of some sort. So it feels like you have so much light to share, so much warmth. There's this fire energy. And again, creativity, the ability to manifest. You have abundance. So it feels like people are drawn to the creatorship in you that seems so natural for you and kind of comes through you naturally. They're drawn to your light that you share. So it's almost like you are the light, and there's not a whole lot you need to do to prove that. It just feels like it's your frequency, your soul's frequency that you came here with. You're sharing that through your body, and that's why I feel this energy of maybe you're an actor, because that's using your body to connect with the world. Also, same with performing in any way. So yeah, it feels like that. It feels like your frequency is sharing the divine inspiration and divine intelligence of our sun. That's, and you're really good at it. It's like you're natural at it. You're a natural. Wow, that's interesting energy. Okay. All right, what else? What else about this soul's frequency can you show me? Release. Look at that. Right next to blind enthusiasm. Release the past is what I'm getting. Just let it go. Let those old leaves fall. Use it as compost for your growth. We have these things happen to us so that we grow. That's the point. So don't get mad at polarity when polarity is doing its job. Do you know what I mean? Like, the struggle is there's a purpose to the struggle, and that's to help us grow and evolve, and it's working. So turn your perception of it around, maybe let it go and see it as a beautiful stepping stone into your higher evolution, because it is doing that for you. What else? What is this soul's frequency? What is pile three's frequency? And relax. Yeah. So for you this lifetime too, this, like I said, this is about you. I don't, just enjoy yourself. Put your feet up. I feel like you have done a lot of work, and like I said, you've had a lot of earth lives, and this time around, success is at your back. The sun is at your back. You're being propelled through life. There's this momentum, and let go of any anxiety or worries about what was. See the good in it, and just try to spend a little bit more time enjoying, relaxing, and doing those things that fill your cup. That's really important. Let me just remove that. So yeah, I just feel like part of your soul's frequency is really just taking care of you. And I know I said that in the beginning because you got the body, but it's like fill your cup, take care of yourself. In all the work that you do for others, whether that is through performing or being a doctor or trying to help people, don't forget to take care of your needs. And that's the priority. Put your oxygen mask on first. That's the message. Okay, let's see what our galactic families have to say. Soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, and remembering who you are. Wow, that's pretty intense. Wow, let me feel that. Yeah, I just feel such a strong connection between this and the first house. Remember who you are. I feel like there will be a lot of self-discovery in this life. a lot of self-discovery, and that is one of your missions, and it's not selfish. It's what you've come here to do. And there's infinite missions. There's infinite soul purposes, and you can even be doing a few purposes at once. And it does say parallel, so it does feel like you're one of those people that likes to get a lot done at once, living parallel lives, trying to get more done with your time. This is really about you and how you are relating in your relationships, in your world, in your mind, to your emotions, to your heart, to your mental scape, to your body, how you take care of yourself, how you share yourself, how you receive others, and how you receive love from others. So I just feel like this is about you and discovering who you are. And maybe that's your mission, and to allow it to be that and not feel like it has to be more than that, and that you are doing enough. Something really big here that's coming through is just your need to understand yourself. And that's a huge piece of why you're here. So that's part of your soul's frequency, is getting to know yourself as a soul through a human body seems to be the highlight. Okay, let me just go through the decks. All right, let's see what your harmonics are here. Coherence, number 13, which is a 4. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. Yes. Yeah, I feel like you're learning that. Maybe heart-mind coherence. Maybe you've been doing some of that work, how to get your mind and your heart working together in harmony to produce the reality that you want. Learning if you do tell yourself self-sabotaging things or have self-sabotaging thoughts. If you criticize yourself, it's learning how all that works. It's understanding all that. Because there's such a purity that you are as a soul that you are trying to remember, and you've got to break through all those learned behaviors and programs that we've all learned as people growing up on this earth plane. But you're breaking through those ones that aren't of your, that don't resonate with you, that don't feel like you've chosen them, but feel like they were given to you or imprinted on you. You're letting all that go, and you're discovering the truth of who you are. So you're clearing out the mind of things that don't work for you anymore. You're making sure there's only supportive and loving thoughts, and you're doing what feels good for your body and your soul this time around. And that's really important. Okay, let's see what animal energy is coming through for you. Just reaching over to a table I pushed too far away with my decks on it. What animal for this soul's frequency? What animal is coming through? Ooh, wow. You got one of the founding So you have the card that says insect, but on the front is a praying mantis. And the praying mantis are known to be a species called the founders in our galactic family. And they were known to help create our universe and our galaxy. And it feels like you have a connection to this race: feminine power, spirituality, and renewal. Insects are the most plentiful of beasts, consisting of more than 800,000 species. Their ability to metamorphose and fly has led to frequent symbolic associations with the spirit world and spiritual renewal. The praying mantis has long been associated with feminine power, as the female is larger and stronger than the male. The mantis-like insect in this painting is from Buffalo Gals Once You Come Out Tonight, a story by Ursula K. Le Guin with illustrations by Boulay. Sorry if I butchered those names. Yeah, it's like, and that's maybe why you've had so many lives as an earth being. You're a very old soul. Remembering who you are, remembering Like beyond wisdom is the energy that comes with the praying mantis and the founders. Beyond wisdom. There's a connection to source that you have within you that you are remembering that's pure. And that's what's coming through. It's beyond, because even though we think of the word wisdom as being beyond the intellect, even the word wisdom has some intelligence in it. This is beyond that. This is something that can only be of source and of God. So there's a purity there. And to get to that purity, we have to release all those things that we are not, and all those things that create sort of a false personality. So part of your mission here is remembering that, so you can bring heaven to earth, so you can bring God through the human. That's part of your mission here. Wow, that's powerful. So the work that you're doing here is very spiritual work. It's discovering God in yourself, which is ultimately the task of each and every one of us, is to recognize God within ourselves. And what we're here, whatever journey we're here doing, will eventually help us get to that point and reach that potential. And that feels like one of your main focus this time, you know? You may be solely focused on your enlightenment. You may be solely focused on your soul's liberation and freedom. It looks like you're headed in that direction, you'll be successful. Whatever it is that you do in this life, it feels like success for you. It feels like you're supported. It feels like there's a momentum and a balance and a harmony to it. And look at these colors. That's interesting. All orange here. Fire, navel chakra, creativity. Even very evolved, high frequential beings can make mistakes, especially if they don't have experience being human. So there's this element of not getting down on yourself and really focusing on what you came here for, which is moving toward your evolvement. But I don't feel like you're stuck in that at all. It's just something that's in there. It's like a flavor of it in the fabric of the frequency, if you know what I mean. Okay, is that everything? I do want to pull you a Lemurian card, and then we'll read the final card after that. So this is the Lemurian deck. So what is this soul's frequency? The infinite. Yeah, I definitely feel this for you. It's like these two are very connected, in my opinion. You really are bringing source energy or God, consciousness, or Shiva through your body this time around. This is about your liberation, your soul's liberation. It's what you came here for. I think you feel in this body restricted and smaller than normal, and that feels really awkward. So that could be a challenge for you. So keeping connected with your body and what your body needs is going to really help you with that, as far as food and exercise and things like that, meditation. Taking time for sure to connect to source or God every day through nature or a meditation will really help you. Letting go of anything that has happened in the past and allowing it to be a building block for your future. And yeah, I mean, you're headed there. I feel like you've got a ticket for your liberation, and it doesn't feel like anything's really going to hold you back. I think they're just encouraging you to not be hard on yourself, to make sure you take care of yourself, and be present. Be present, because you've got everything you need. Definitely with the solar consciousness card, you've got everything you need. The sun is at your back and leading you forward and shining through your life. And you're supported. You've got that coherence, or you're learning it, and it's going to guide you through. Okay, so let's read your final card. Wow, open to the universe. Wow. I am discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I am open to the divine light of the universe. There's that divine light of the universe, the solar energy. Wow, that is so beautiful. Definitely really powerful reading. Okay, pile 3, thank you so much for being here. If you felt resonance with this reading, please like as an exchange, and I would love to hear your comments below on what's coming up for you and how it resonates. That would be so cool for me, and feel supportive. And please join me for the next reading. I can't wait for more with you on this channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you soon. Namaste.